Greetings once again, my friends, and welcome back to Drak Vlogs, where this time around I'm actually going to be taking on a little bit of geek news-esque material, but also give kind of my own viewpoints on the matter, because here's the thing. On the Geek News podcast, can we necessarily get to every opinion? Not necessarily. We try to. But now that this story has broke, I'm just going to go ahead and let my describe my thoughts on the recent controversy involving Senran Kagura Burst Renewal. Again with the dramatic music, is it really necessary for this? Okay. Well, for those who are unfamiliar with the controversy, let's just kind of go over the basics here, and then we'll get into it. So, in case you didn't know, Senran Kagura is a video game series. It's an anime-inspired video game series based around a bunch of busty gals being ninjas, and it started basically as like a 2.5D beat-em-up on the 3DS, and it has since blossomed into a franchise that's gone into the mainstream consoles, and actually earned its fair share of controversy over the years, mainly because of the fact big busty gals in ninja garb, well, not even in ninja garb, in schoolgirl outfits and all that. So, in its most recent announcement of Senran Kagura Burst Renewal, the latest game that's going to be coming out, which is due for PlayStation 4 and PC, and supposedly Switch? I don't know. Some news outlets are reporting it's for Switch, and others are not. The controversy is centered around the PlayStation 4 version, as Senran Kagura Burst Renewal will not include its controversial intimacy mode. For those who don't know what the intimacy mode is, it's basically where you're allowed to grope the girls in the game. That's pretty much the premise of it, is you get to put them in these scenarios and just get to fondle their boobs or fondle whatever you want to. And people are irritated because Sony has officially asked that the developer, or the publisher of it, Xseed, they asked politely to remove the intimacy mode from the PlayStation 4 version. Now, keep in mind, the PC version, or Steam, is still coming, and it's not getting modified at all. And that's funny, considering the recent actions by Steam to start filtering a lot of the mature content into its own kind of bracket. But no, the intimacy mode will remain on the PC, but not the PlayStation 4. And that's why a lot of people are pissed, is because PlayStation asked Xseed to remove it, and Xseed is basically fulfilling the wishes of the platform holder, and therefore the PlayStation 4 release of this is going to get delayed a little bit while they take the intimacy mode out of the US market. Now, it's still going to be there for Japan, it's still probably going to be there for Europe, but it's not going to be there for the US. And the funniest thing is, if you find the news outlets that are saying this is coming for Switch, the intimacy mode is also coming to Switch. That's kind of weird, and I have a feeling we'll get edited very, very, very soon as Nintendo of Japan is let known of the situation. That's my guess. But I'm just going to go ahead and weigh in on this controversy, because I already know that we've gotten requests for it on the Geek News podcast, and, well, I'm a gamer, so people or a few of you guys are already asking my opinion on the Burst Renewal controversy, so I've made it known on the podcast a number of times that I am against censorship. I am against censoring speech. I'm against censoring certain games from being able to be sold on a marketplace or anything like that. If that's the game that people want to make, then they are more than welcome to do so. That being said, I do believe that game studios can take it too far. And I've seen examples of both the extreme violence kind, and I've also seen examples of the sexual kind. And both of which, well, I generally avoid. I don't necessarily need to play those games. I have no inclination to play those games. And most of the time, I'm content to play the games that I want to go play, and I don't ever deal with the games that I don't. So, to ask my legitimate opinion, it's a difficult situation, because the bottom line is that this isn't necessarily this is a censorship issue, but this is also a business issue. The censorship issue is being addressed by the fact that PlayStation wants to remove it, but the business issue is that who provides the marketplace for Xseed? Sony does, rather PlayStation does. Can they make that request of a game developer? Well, yes, of course they can. Because without that marketplace, I mean, Senran Kagura could still go to PC, and it could still do fairly well, but having that extra market on the PlayStation, or on Nintendo of all things, you have a potential for it to do even better. And PlayStation is willing to give them that so long as they get rid of the intimacy mode. Now, are they saying get rid of the intimacy mode in Japan and in Europe? No, but for the US market, they are. And for the US market, that's in the grand scope of things. Yeah, it sucks for US fans, I guess, but at the same time, Japanese fans are still going to be able to get it, and European fans are still going to get it. This is just one little gap in the sales revenue that they aren't going to get from the US market. And frankly, since PlayStation is the one that's providing the marketplace, it's entirely within their purview to be able to say, yeah, we don't really want to feature this, just like it was for Steam. I know that people don't like my viewpoint on this matter, but Steam has the right to be able to say, yeah, we'll take these games off, and then by virtually shooting that bullet, for lack of a better term, they can bring all the controversy that is going to come to them. The same thing is here for the PlayStation market. They have the right to be able to say, no, we really don't want to include this mode. We think this game isn't going to do that well in the US market. It's going to get heavily censored or other repercussions, and we just don't want to avoid that. And it's a logical request. And so Xseed, in my opinion, took the logical answer and said, well, yeah, we still want to be able to sell this on PlayStation 4 US market. And so, yeah, we're kind of in a damned if you do, damned if you don't situation. We'll just go ahead and delay the game in the US, and that way we can still sell it there, but we don't have the intimacy mode there. And for those who are screaming, we want the intimacy mode, well, you're still getting it. You just have to go on PC to get it. Or, I mean, heaven forbid, I have seriously, if that whole Nintendo thing still sticks, I'm thoroughly convinced Switch sales will skyrocket. Just in my head. Just like, they will go up for this, like, slight spike. And Nintendo will be like, why did that happen? Oh, wait, we had this thing. And then they'll announce that they're getting rid of the intimacy mode. And people are going to be like, damn it! But yeah, back to serious mode. Like, if you want to be able to get the intimacy mode, you still have a means to be able to get it. Steam is still going to allow it, so you're just going to have to play Senran Kagura on PC. If you don't like that, then I mean, I hate to give you the same answer that I gave to the private server folks when they had issues with my statements on Nostalrius, but you're kind of in an F situation. You're screwed. You can't play it. Like, if you're only getting the game for an intimacy mode. And look, guys, I know a few people who like the premise of Galgun and Senran Kagura. They don't necessarily just play it because of the oogling. They play it because they like the gameplay, and it just so happens to tie into it. So I have a feeling that for the Senran Kagura fans that are going to be interested in getting this on PlayStation, they're going to have other things to do. They're going to have other things to get excited for besides the intimacy mode, and who knows, maybe PlayStation will redact their feelings on the matter. It's entirely possible. But in regards to the controversy itself, yeah, I do think people are blowing this a little bit out of proportions, at least from my perspective. But then again, I'm also coming from the angle of, am I going to play Senran Kagura Burst Renewal? Probably not. And especially not the intimacy mode. Like, I looked at the intimacy mode, and I can already tell you guys that I have a wife, I have daughters, and I have sisters. I can't empathetically do that. Because the first thing that comes to my mind is like, wow, this mode is basically putting a woman right in front of you and asking you to grope her. Would I like that? If I was in that situation? No, obviously not. Even if it was, like, let's just not even put the gender stuff into it. If this was solely a guy thing, yeah, I wouldn't like that either. I have brothers, I have friends. I wouldn't like it that way either. So it's not likely that I would have played this game to begin with anyway. But from my particular end of it, I'm not against it. I mean, I'm not against it. I'm more indifferent to it. It doesn't necessarily affect me. And so at that point, it's kind of easy for me to go with the neutrality card. I'm not going to play this game anyway. But at the same time, I do understand where that's frustrating to Senran Kagura fans on PlayStation 4. But I would like to point this out from the perspective of, you're still getting the game. So I'm sure there's going to be some kind of a story mode. There's going to be some kind of of other modes that are going to be available. You're just not going to be able to get the intimacy mode. And if you're that upset by it, well, I mean, there are other games that are available on Steam that will be able to provide you with it, along with Senran Kagura Burst Renewal. So it's more along the lines of I'm neither for nor against, I'm more indifferent to the issue. And hopefully that answers you guys' questions. I am going to at least applaud the fact that PlayStation and Xseed did this civilly. Like, Xseed is not complaining about it. They said, well, we're going to meet the wishes of the platform holder. Does that suck? Yeah, but we're still going to do it because we want to be able to put this on the marketplace. And from what I can tell, neither Sony nor Xseed are complaining about each other. So I think that this was handled in the most civil way possible. And yeah, it sucks for the fans, but well, sometimes the fans don't get what they want. And that's unfortunately a part of life. But that's going to go ahead and do it for this vlog. Otherwise, I'm just going to have more awkward talk about why I'm just not going to get this game. And I'm sorry for the Senran Kagura fans, but that's just kind of my viewpoint. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Thank you guys so much for your continued love and support of the channel. I really do appreciate it. And of course, I'll see you guys next time for the next video.